I was supposed to be cataloging vintage computers for a museum when I found the disk drive. The basement archive smelled like dust and oxidized metal. Rows of early 2000s beige towers waited to be sorted, and this particular Dell had a floppy disk still wedged in its drive. Curious, I powered up the machine. It wheezed to life with that forgotten mechanical grinding sound. The disk contained a single video file. Nothing else. No text documents, no metadata. Just 47 minutes of footage, timestamp December 2003. I clicked play. The video opened on a teenager's bedroom, filmed on what must have been an early webcam. A kid around 16 sat at his computer, face illuminated by monitor glow. He waved at the camera awkwardly. "Hey everyone, thanks for joining the stream. Going to explore some weird sites tonight." The quality was terrible, pixelated, choppy, the colors oversaturated. I almost closed it, but something made me keep watching. Maybe the way he kept glancing over his shoulder at his closed bedroom door. For 20 minutes, nothing remarkable happened. He clicked through old forums. Read creepypasta-style stories aloud. TRIED accessing supposedly haunted websites. Standard teenage internet exploration from that era. Then he found something. Okay, so there's this chat room. My friend said you need a specific browser to access it. It's supposed to be, I don't know, he said it was really messed up. He downloaded software from a link, installed it. Warning boxes popped up. He clicked through them all. The new browser opened with a stark black interface, no familiar buttons or menus. He navigated to an address string of numbers and letters I couldn't quite make out in the low resolution. The screen filled with a chat room, stark white text on black background. Dozens of users were logged in. Whoa, there's actually people here. He started reading messages aloud. They were discussing something called sessions, times and coordinates. The teenager joked nervously, typed a greeting. The room went silent. Every user stopped typing simultaneously. Then, in perfect unison, every single username changed. They all became the teenager's full name. His real name, not a screen name. First name, last name, middle initial. New messages flooded the chat. Hundreds of lines scrolling past, all from accounts bearing his name. They weren't random text. They were describing his room. The poster on his wall, the crack in his ceiling, the exact position he was sitting in, what he was wearing. His breath became shallow, audible over the computer's fan. "This isn't funny. How are you doing this?" The messages changed. They started describing other rooms in his house. His parents' bedroom? His little sister's room, where she was sleeping? Exact descriptions. The color of her nightlight. The stuffed animal she held. He tried to close the browser. It wouldn't close. He tried shutting down the computer. Nothing worked. The messages kept coming, now describing the exterior of his house. The tree in the front yard. The car in the driveway. The house number. Then the messages stopped. The chat room displayed a single line. "We're deciding." 60 seconds of silence. The kid sat frozen, hands trembling over the keyboard. New message, session approved. He's clear. Every username changed back to their original handles. Conversation resumed as if nothing had happened, discussing topics I couldn't follow. The teenager sat paralyzed for another minute, then finally managed to kill the power. The screen went black. The video should have ended there. Instead, it continued. Static and darkness for several seconds. Then the webcam activated again on its own. The timestamp jumped forward 3 hours. The bedroom was empty now, but the door was open, hanging at an odd angle like something had forced it. And there was light coming from downstairs, a flickering quality like flashlights moving. Sounds filtered up, voices, multiple people moving through the house. Footsteps on stairs. The webcam's microphone picked up a voice from the hallway. "Check every room. Find the hard drive." The video ended. I sat in that museum basement for an hour, trying to process what I'd seen. One researched the date, the timestamp, cross-referenced missing persons databases, nothing. Either he was fine, or whatever happened was never reported. But here's what keeps me awake. Before I left that day, I checked the Dell's internet history out of morbid curiosity. The browser cache was still intact after 20 years. That website he'd visited, it was still in there. And according to the metadata, someone had accessed it from that computer 2 weeks before I found it. The museum had been closed for renovations for 6 months. I wiped the drive, destroyed it physically, threw the pieces in 3 different dumpsters across town. I've never told anyone which museum or what city. Some doors, once you know they exist, never fully close. I still catch myself checking my webcam at night, making sure the little light is off. Making sure I'm not broadcasting to an audience I never invited. Making sure I'm not being decided upon.
Being a forum moderator was supposed to be simple. Delete spam, ban trolls, keep discussions civil. For 8 years, that's exactly what it was on the vintage horror film forum I helped run. Then user WatchItTheWatcher registered. His first post seemed normal enough. Overly detailed analyses of obscure Italian Gaulois films from the 1970s, the kind of deep dive content we actually encouraged, but other users started complaining. Not about rudeness or spam, about something harder to define. He knows things he shouldn't. One user messaged me privately. Check his post about Tenebrae. He describes a scene that doesn't exist in any version ever released. I checked. The user was right. WatchItTheWatcher had written 3 paragraphs, describing a graphic sequence that appeared in no known cut of the film. I'd seen every version myself: theatrical, director's cut, the notorious German release. Nothing matched his description. I sent him a warning. Maybe he was confusing films or making things up for attention. His response came within minutes. You're right to question. I'm describing the original cut, the one Argento destroyed, for minutes excised before any screening. But I have it. He attached a screenshot. It showed what appeared to be film cells, clearly aged, containing an image that made my stomach turn. Even in miniature, even degraded, the composition was wrong somehow. The angles of the victim's body didn't match human anatomy. I banned him. Standard procedure: don't feed the trolls. He registered under a new name within an hour. Then another. Then 5 more simultaneously. Each account posted the same message. I have 247 films you don't know exist. Scenes cut from every horror movie you've ever loved. The real versions. The ones that show you what's actually behind the masks. I implemented IP bans, email verification, CAPTCHA. Nothing stopped him. New accounts bloomed like mold. Dozens per day. All posting fragments of impossible films. A Hammer horror production that was never made. An ending to The Wicker Man that contradicted all known scripts. A Spanish zombie film from 1964 that predated Romero. Other moderators wanted to shut down the forum, but I was stubborn. This was my community. I'd built it over nearly a decade. Then WatchItTheWatcher, now on his 100th plus account, did something new. He started a thread titled, "The Film of You." The post contained descriptions of my apartment, correct down to the coffee stain on my desk, the pile of unwashed dishes, the specific way my blinds were broken, like he was watching me, like he was narrating footage. I contacted the police. They took a report, told me to document everything, admitted there wasn't much they could do about anonymous online harassment. The posts evolved. He described my routines, the coffee shop I visited, my walk to work, always written like film criticism. Subjects blocking in this sequence demonstrates unconscious awareness of surveillance. Note how he checks over his shoulder at 3:47 timestamp. Paranoia building nicely. Natural performance. I stopped sleeping properly. Every security camera I passed felt hostile. Every phone pointed in my direction could be recording my scenes for his collection. Then he posted something that changed everything. Screening tonight. Invitations sent. Your film has 43 viewers now. He listed usernames. I recognized some regular forum members, people I'd had pleasant conversations with for years. Others were strangers. The post included a link. I shouldn't have clicked it. I know that now. But fear makes you stupid. The link opened a streaming page. Poor quality video. Fixed camera angle. No sound. It showed my apartment from the hallway. Looking through my window, I could see myself at my computer, reading the forum. The viewer count in the corner read 43. It increased to 44 as I watched, then 45. I spun around, ran to my window. The hallway was empty. I checked every room, every closet, found nothing. No camera, no equipment, just my apartment exactly as it always was. When I returned to my computer, the stream had changed angles. Now it showed my bedroom from the ceiling corner. Impossible, I'd just checked every inch. The chat beside the stream filled with commentary. Excellent cinematography for found footage genre. The mounting dread is palpable. When does it get to the good part? I grabbed my phone to call the police. Before I could dial, a new message appeared on the stream chat. Username Watcheth Watcher. Third act approaching. Thank you all for attending this screening. Every light in my apartment went out simultaneously. My phone died. Computer screen went black. But in the darkness, I could hear something. A whirring sound, mechanical, like old film projectors running. Multiple projectors, all around me, in walls that should be solid. The lights came back on. Everything appeared normal. But when I checked the forum, my moderator account was gone. Deleted. In its place was a new user. My full real name. My account, my name. But I hadn't created it. It had one post, time-stamped while I was sitting in darkness. Film completed. Runtime, 8 years, 47 days. Now screening continuously. Viewer discretion advised. I abandoned the apartment that night. Left the forum. Deleted all my accounts. Changed my phone number. Started over in a new city. But sometimes, late at night, I search for that forum. It's still running. And there's a subforum I never created, labeled with my real name. Inside are hundreds of threads, thousands of posts, all discussing scenes from my life, analyzing my choices like plot points, critiquing my performance. The viewer count keeps growing, and occasionally, in the corner of my vision, I see the red light, the recording indicator, broadcasting my scenes to an audience I'll never see, for a film that will never end.
Finding deleted subreddits isn't supposed to be possible. When Reddit removes a community, it's gone. No archives, no cache pages, nothing. The site's infrastructure doesn't work that way. So when I stumbled onto our real-time watcher while browsing at 3 a.m., I knew something was wrong. I was researching internet mysteries for a video essay, clicking through archived forum discussions about lost websites. Someone had posted a dead Reddit link, which I clicked out of habit. Instead of the standard error page, it loaded. The subreddit had 347 subscribers. Last post was 8 minutes ago. The description read, "Watching you watch us watch you." Every post was a number, just timestamps. Hundreds of them posted by dozens of users going back months. No text, no images, just precise times down to the second. I scrolled, confused. Then I noticed something. One timestamp matched when I'd woken up that morning. Another matched when I'd left for work. A third was within seconds of when I'd sat down at my computer tonight. Coincidence, I thought? Had to be. I refreshed the page. A new post appeared, timestamped 30 seconds ago, exactly when I'd refreshed. My hands went cold. I checked the username. Usameroom_different eyes. I clicked their profile. It was full of timestamps, all from the last 3 weeks. I cross-referenced them with my phone's activity log. Every single one corresponded to something I'd done. Opening apps, sending messages, taking photos. Someone was logging my digital activity, all of it. I started to back out when I noticed other usernames in the subreddit. Each appeared to be tracking different people. Tracking subject _17. POSTD timestamps that clustered around sleeping hours, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Blue Door Watcher posted times that seemed to follow a work schedule. Then I saw the stickied mod post. New subjects integrated, 12 total, active, 347, milestone reward unlocked, extended access. There was a link. Against every instinct I clicked, it opened a grid. Dozens of small video windows, each labeled with a username. Live feeds. Some showed people sleeping, others working at computers. One showed someone cooking dinner. All were clearly taken from webcams or phone cameras, though the angles seemed wrong, too high, too wide, like the devices themselves weren't where they should be. I found my username, my feed. It showed my room from behind my computer monitor. I could see myself sitting there, face lit by screen glow, looking at this exact page. I slammed my laptop shut, yanked out the power cord, covered the webcam with tape, which I should have done years ago, but my phone was still on. And when I looked at it, the screen showed a browser I hadn't opened, displaying that same grid. My feed was still active, still broadcasting me sitting on my bed in the dark. I powered it down, removed the battery, sat in silence trying to think. That's when I heard it. A notification sound. But from where? Both devices were dead. My smartwatch. I'd forgotten about my smartwatch. The screen glowed with a Reddit notification. A direct message from you, welcome new watcher. Hello, thank you for joining us. Your integration is complete. I ripped the watch off, threw it across the room, but the message had included an attachment. A video file had automatically downloaded. My old laptop was in the closet, offline for months. I used it to view the file, terrified but needing to know. The video was a compilation. Clips from my life going back weeks. Me at the grocery store filmed from the security camera, but zoomed and tracked to follow only me. Me walking downtown footage from traffic cameras, street cameras, doorbell cameras, all edited together into a seamless follow shot. Me in my apartment doing mundane things, filmed from my own devices without my knowledge. Then older footage, months old, years old. Someone had been collecting material on me for a long time, waiting. The video ended with text, "You've always been watched. You're only now watching back. Welcome to awareness. Your observers appreciate your participation." A list of dates and times scrolled past. Future times, tomorrow, next week, next month. Scheduled timestamps that hadn't happened yet. I reported everything to the police. They took my devices for analysis. Found nothing. No malware, no unauthorized access, no evidence of hacking. The subreddit link led to a standard error page when they tried it. No trace in any cache or archive. They suggested stress. Too much time online. Suggested I take a break from social media. But I know what I saw. And 2 weeks later, I checked those future timestamps against my actual activity. Every single one was accurate. Whoever created that list knew what I would do before I did it. I've changed everything. New devices, new accounts, new apartment. I cover every camera, disable every microphone. I've become a ghost online, barely existing digitally. Yet sometimes I wonder if that makes it worse. If going dark just makes me more interesting to watch. More challenging to track. Last week, my new laptop fresh from the store, never connected to my old accounts, received a Reddit notification. A message from a username I didn't recognize. Interesting evasion techniques? Your observers are impressed. Integration resuming at higher level. There was another grid link. I didn't click it, but I saw the preview in the notification. My current apartment, my new computer. Me reading that exact message. The viewer count was higher this time. Over 1,000. I don't know if they're people. I don't know if deleting our real-time watcher just moved them somewhere deeper. I don't know if awareness makes you a target or if we're all already being watched and most people just never find their subreddit. What I know is this, right now, as you read these words, check your reflection in your screen. Look at the dark spaces around your room. Think about every device with a lens or microphone. And ask yourself, when was the last time you were truly alone? When was the last time you weren't performing for an audience you never invited? They're always casting, always recording, always watching for the moment you realize you're already subscribed.